whatever it was, you're the, and again, going back to masculine, you're the breadwinner, you're the guy that keeps a roof over their head, you're the guy that has food in the, and you're the guy that's trying to find the toilet paper. Like, how do you mentally survive, or how do you, like, what can you do mentally to just keep a smile on your face?
Again, it's just being present. There is only so much that they can do. There's not jobs out there for them. They've got to understand that. They're not going to be able to sort of supplement their income unless they lose all their savings. And if they do, they need to be generous about that, of how long that's going to last them, and not use them all up in week one. You can only plan for what you have on that day, and circumstances are changing day by day. In the UK, they're in full lockdown. We're not quite there, so it could get worse here still. But then UK's had 2,500 deaths, whereas here we've had 20, I think.
Yeah.
So there's got to put some perspective out there. But you can only deal with what you have at the day. The fear that's created, what am I going to do next month? How am I going to pay next month? What am I going to do with the mortgage? There's a million people out there the same. Subsistence or support is going to be out there from the government, because otherwise how many people aren't going to pay their mortgages this month?
Yeah.
Unless something comes up from the government, which is well above yours and my head, you can only come up with a compromise if you get to speak to your mortgage people at that situation and say, look, this, to survive, this is all I can afford to give you. There's going to have to be compensations made from government level. So just do everything. So with the money you have, go out and buy the best food that you can buy for the family. At the moment, what else can you buy? There is nothing else that you need to go and purchase.
Yeah.
You need a roof over your head and you need food on the table. That's survival.
I think you really hit the nail on the head, though. It's the fear. It's the fear that's debilitating.
Mm-hmm.
How do you...
It's a reset button. We've all lived... we've never lived with lack. We can order anything from a pizza, a brand new car, a woman, whatever you want, from a press of a button off your phone.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we can't even buy toilet roll. The basics in life. And I think it's a good reset button, because it's got out of hand. And I think this is a way of us understanding and just looking inward and being present and going, what do I really need in my life today to make me happy? I've got my beautiful wife, I've got my children, I've got a roof over my head, I've got quality time with my family that I've never had before. Yes, there's money worries, but everybody in this country is going to have money worries. My wife works with consultant doctors in the hospital. There's some orthopaedic surgeon that we saw last week as a friend of ours, who is used to a rather high income, more than my wife and me, times 10. He works on elective surgery. Yep. They've just turned around and told him there's no electric surgery. He's private. He's got no income.
Yeah.
But he's got a $3 million house, most probably, and a couple of really nice cars sitting in the driveway, and he's also got all his kids at the most popular schools and most expensive schools, most probably in Perth.
Yeah, look, I'm finding it still hard to feel sorry for him.
No, I know that, but even at his level,
yeah,
he's still got money worries.
Yeah.
He's got no income, although money maybe, not casting, but maybe his wife doesn't work.
Yeah.
He's still worrying where his next penny's coming in. Whether he earns $100,000 a year, whether he earns $1 million a year, whether he earns $50,000 a year, we've all got the same level, because we're all expending on our incomes.
Yeah.
So there will be support out there somehow. Everybody's going to be in the same boat. I mean, what are they going to do? Take your house off you at the moment? Otherwise, half of Australia is going to be empty.
Yeah.
And no one's ever going to buy the properties. The banks can't afford that. So deal with what you can today. Whatever's out there, if it means you need to sign up, go somewhere, do an online form, just do what you can do and wait for the system to kick in. As long as you've got your roof over your head, the love of your family, and you can put food on the table, and it might not be the big 5-course dinner that you're used to, but you've got beans on toast or whatever it may be, you can cook, you can provide, and you can live.
I guess this is where the benefit of a life coach comes in. You're almost giving the eagle-eye view rather than the narrow view.
It's taken away that acute fear that you have, because I can't do this and I can't do this and I can't. Yeah, but what can you do? What can you do at the moment in the situation that you have that means you can survive? This is my military background again, you know, and you just, amounts of time I go away like the lads that go on FIFO. They don't have a whole house suite there, they have a bunk. And they live away from their family and they live away from the love and they don't have that support, just like a military life, and there's millions of those all over Perth. But when they're there, they survive on minimum. You know, now they're going to come home to the same, but they'll have their wife and they'll have the love. They'll be happier when they come home, you know. So you can only deal with what you have at that time and stay sane as best way you can in your four walls. But it doesn't mean that you have to be there from 6 in the morning when the kids wake up till 9 o'clock when they go to bed. You don't have to be 100% dad. You might want to go for a walk on your own. You might want to go to do some sports somewhere on your own, you know. But your wife needs that time. So if she says, I'm taking a time out for a couple of hours, then you allow her that. If the kids want to go and play in the back garden and not near you, then let them do that. You know, it's just being mindful that each person, as much as you want your time out, your wife's going to want it, your children's going to want it, the dog's going to want it, most probably, they'll be getting more. And just living day by day and see where it goes. Because it changes tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, on that note, I think that's probably a good place to finish it. Nigel, thanks so much for coming in and seeing me. Like, this is my very first conversation. I learnt a load, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Look, if you'd like to talk to Nigel directly or get any of his contact details, we will be putting this up on our Facebook page, or you can contact the studio station directly, and we will be more than happy to pass on Nigel's contact details. But you've been listening to Conversations With, and we look forward to seeing you next time.